Here we are back in North Fort Worth here at American Diamond Logistics for another episode of Around the Diamond podcast. I'm Kevin Mensch, my co-host, Mr. Steve Weinreiter. And today we have a special guest, good buddy of mine, Boomer Sooner, former NFL wide receiver, and all-around good guy, Mr. Mark Clayton. Mark, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, man. It took you a little bit to get Boomer Sooner, which I understand. Steve.
Imagine being a Longhorn fan.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. It's so, I'm growing up on the East Coast, college football, I never really understood what it means as far as, how teams don't like each other, but, Texas fans hate OU fans and vice versa.
It gets nasty. It
Yeah.
gets nasty.
So, Mark, growing up, going to high school in Texas and then going to school. So, how do you handle that? I mean, were you a Texas fan growing up, or were you?
No, I wasn't even into college sports growing up.
Really?
Actually, I was NBA, NFL, hockey, some baseball. Like I collect cards, I collect pro leagues, and we didn't really watch the college sports. But going to Oklahoma was pretty easy. They had Mike Leach at OC. Coach Stoops had got there. Brent Venables was recruiting me. And so he was just so tenacious and all the passion. It made it easy for me to make that decision.
That campus is really, I think, laid out really well. Have you been there?
I just remember all the traffic driving up there on the highway, right? As soon as you get into Norman, where everything is
game day.
Was
it for a game?
No, I'm just saying, just traffic in general, getting into Norman, because we've been up there for basketball and everything at the event center. The guy who played Trey Young.
Trey Young?
Yeah, the Trey Young Center, the Yak up there. So being up there, but just, as far as the amount of traffic going through there, driving from here, there's not much between here and Norman, and all of a sudden you get to Norman and it's like, oh my gosh, it's another city and everything. So, but just getting into town, but
once you're there, I think as a parent, that campus is laid out really well. It's like a perfect square.
Oh yeah, it's properly manicured.
Where is the football stadium compared to? I don't remember seeing the stadium itself. Where is the stadium coming up off 35?
It's in there. Coming out, you got to get off on Lindsay or Main Street, and then you got to head east. But it's deep in there a little bit. You got to get back there a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. But I hear about this, the tailgates,
the Palace,
and everything. So
it's the
And you're up there all the time, aren't you, for football games?
I had to get an experience at some point.
Yeah. Let's go. Take me on the field, man. We'll get on there. Okay. Just watch some college football. I never got into it because I went to a 1AA school,
Yeah, y'all didn't have.
No. But we did have a playoff system before college football became we had 16 teams in a playoff.
Pioneers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Now they've changed the name to what is it now? It's FCS or FB. I don't know. It's
FBS, FCS,
FCS. I call it 1AA.
ST, you got
1AA. So that's which is good. But that's why I said until college football got a 16-team playoff, I would never really root for a team. So, but it's now that I start watching,
I think it's going to 24 now, right?
Holy moly, going to 24.
That is I don't.
Towards March Madness.
Well, March Madness is jumping. That's up too. They're going to 70 some odd teams now. Yeah, this year.
Yeah,
72 teams.
More games to watch starting on Tuesday.
Right.
I'm in.
Right.
I'm with it.
Yeah. More than merrier at this
more
point.
Play and everything else. So it's all about money, right? That's it.
Yeah. Money moves things.
Yes.
And you played high school ball at
Sam Houston High School. Yeah.
2002.
So I graduated in 2000. And so I grew up in Oklahoma, and I would have been at Millwood High School with a guy named Rashawn Woods. We played Little League together. But we moved here. My mom moved us here when I was in the 5th grade, and we're in Arlington. But I got Sam as a no-name junior varsity player. I was playing quarterback at the time. I wasn't even a receiver yet. And I really only played one game at receiver my junior year, at the end of my junior year, and got into the next season. And, actually spring ball 7-on-7 set it off for me. 7-on-7 was just becoming a thing.
Right.
And so a tournament at Texas A&M, we did well, I did well, and got a first handwritten letter from a coach, and it just took off from there. But Sam Houston's where it started.
I went to Grapevine, so
okay.
Did you ever come across those guys?
We didn't go with we played So we played Flower Mound. We didn't play Grapevine. Flower Mound was the furthest north. Trinity.
Grapevine would have won, by the way.
Y'all were good back then, though.
No, were they 5?
Was it the 90s? Yeah.
I'm a little bit older. I'm a little bit older. I was
Oh.
96.
You were 96. Okay.
Yeah.
They won
97 and
97 and
98.
90 because that was, we didn't.
Were you 5A at the time?
I was 5A.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There wasn't a 6A back then.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
5A
That's
was
right.
the
Yeah,
top,
that's right. Because they made
Yeah.
one, maybe it's 6-man, 1A.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. We were playing DeSoto, Duncanville, and those guys. They were pretty good.
so you go
Yeah.
from quarterback to wide receiver in college.
Yeah. Well, in high school.
In high school.
So your
Yeah.
senior year, you
My-
switched.
So my junior year, I played varsity and then suit up. I mean, I played JV quarterback and then I was suit up for the varsity game. The starter, Brandon Hassel, who went to TCU, and then Brad Schiller, they both got hurt, and so I ended up playing when we played DeSoto, and we got annihilated. But after that game, coach was like, "Hey man, I think we're going to move you to receiver." I'm like, "Sure." So I go to receiver. It was the last game of the season. I had a catch, and that was it. And then 7-on-7 happened. But it was cool. I think, being a quarterback and knowing the offense and understanding what receivers need to do or should be doing. And then, I was a basketball player. Football was like a secondary sport. Basketball was like my love. And I was one of the quicker Allen Iverson and one mixtape kind of guys. So all of the crossing over and
Going
stuff.
back
That
old
was
school.
me.
Nobody knows about the and ones.
Yeah, no, right. And one shorts, and one had and one everything. That was me. And so with that little twitchiness and the crossover, style, it made being a receiver pretty easy. It made it fun.
See, he gave you a shout out about Philly too.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's all about the answer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But athletes
Philly's
are different
finest.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Right? They are. They're a lot different. So
Absolutely.
go to OU.
Yep.
Spend 3 years. 3 years at OU.
5.
5 years at OU.
Red shirt. And
Red-
played.
oh, okay.
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Get a degree.
I was one. I did.
In?
Communications. I had to go back.
Oh, yes.
5 years. I didn't even graduate in the 5. I enjoyed college.
I haven't either.
I don't know why people graduate in 4. Why?
I had to go back.
Yeah. Have a good
Especially
time.
now, they're paying them if you're going to graduate. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be a 6-year,
Yeah, exactly.
7-year college guy.
Yeah.
And then
Ooh,
why not go
yeah.
play?
Yeah.
I can
Take my time.
make more money in college now.
Exactly.
We did
Yeah.
it at the wrong time.
Yeah,
I know.
that's all.
We couldn't work. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it's a 6-figure job.
Now, yeah, guys are driving Ferraris
Take your time
and
with the
Bentleys.
books.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Right.
Can you? I can't imagine what those guys are getting.
I know.
Especially at the bigger schools and everything. So,
Major league guys putting up the numbers you did.
I just saw they were talking about raising the league minimum from $780 to like $1.2 million or something.
Yeah. But what's the average? 6?
Oh, I don't even know now.
780.
No. I mean the
Major league
average salary
I don't
across
know.
the board.
Who knows?
I bet it's. Yeah, I think it's probably
Average.
pushing
Yeah.
7.
MLB, yeah.
Which when you were playing is probably 3.
Yeah,
3.
probably.
A lot.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Still a lot. Yeah.
It's not
Still a
bad.
lot. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
Good.
5.34.
Oh, okay.
5.34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the highest, I bet. Or in NBA, maybe.
That's a good
Low, low.
question.
Because they only have 12 guys to carry with.
So I'm curious to get
Correct.
Mark's opinion on this too, because we've had this debate.
With that.
So, out of all the professional sports,
Yeah.
who do you think are the best athletes?
The best
The
athletes?
best athletes. And I don't know if that's the right
man.
way to say
That
it.
is tough.
Like who?
Because
who?
how do you
who could-
define athlete? How
Yeah.
do you define
Well,
it?
so that's the hard part. So
I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this because
I would say, well, I'll say an athlete and is somebody who could do a number of sports
Exactly,
well.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
compete.
what I would-
Compete.
Compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Not just
Yeah,
be a weekend
exactly.
warrior, but
That's
can go
what I'm-
compete.
Yeah,
type
okay.
of thing.
Yeah.
But
That-
okay.
there you go. Okay. That's
So-
that's
Yeah.
way better
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, okay. That's tough. And it is because and my baseball guys are absolutely because we got a baseball player and this kid can swing a golf club, never swung one, swings it well, throws a football well, ping pong just pick it up and can do it.
Yeah.
But then
There's a butt here.
I think That is very hard, bro. I don't know. I think you got to. There's tiers. There's tier 1 guys in each of the pro sports.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That would
they could probably have.
Yeah,
so
they should be in the Olympics.
Yeah, like LeBron James could go play tight end tomorrow and probably average 75 yards.
He could probably. Yeah.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if you took an athlete from one sport, which sport athlete would be able to have the most success in other sports? Is what he basically. Right. So you're thinking,
because I think the hardest.
It has to be like a baseball, basketball, like a skill, like some hand-eye, and then in football there's receivers, quarterbacks. Because I don't know, like it is so tough because hell yeah, hockey too, because they got some freaks on skates, and you're doing this with stick, and deflecting the puck out of the air is
tough.
Is exceptional.
Tough. Yeah.
I don't know.
But then I saw
soccer guys.
I'm sure Jake Ottinger watches our show, so no offense to Jake when he sees this. But I saw him throw out the first pitch. It was opening day, and nobody knows the right way to throw a baseball. They all kind of
Did he
shorthanded
yank job?
I think it was okay, but I've always thought that getting in a box and hitting a baseball with a round bat, you may see 98 on the outside, and then you're going to see 74 down and in, right? And being able to do that, I think is for I don't know. I think the equivalent is like what you said though, hitting a puck.
Off a deflection. A deflection off of a deflection.
But then you get into semantics of all the sport and
they plan for it.
It's like golf, trying to cut a ball around a tree.
Or not, just hitting it.
If you get to the element side of it,
getting it in the air.
It's a stationary object. It's not moving. A hockey puck cannot be moving as well. But baseball is moving when the sport is played. Yes, they do have it on the tee.
Football is moving.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Right, but it's the same as catching a ball. But it's a lot bigger. Yeah. The baseball sometimes it looks like it's an aspirin.
Indeed.
Right?
Yeah.
And then there's other times where it looks like it's a beach ball. So,
well, and not only that, you got like Nolan Ryan or Randy Johnson on the mound, and your previous at bat, maybe you got good wood on it, and getting back in the box that next at bat, you're like, oh my gosh, here it comes. Well, this is going to be right in the square of my back.
It's like a wide receiver, right? He's going across the middle. He's trying to catch
You got to think about
football. Yeah. But at the same time, there's 4 dudes around that are trying to rip his head off.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about to hear the footsteps.
Or a quarterback that has to take a drop, and he has to sit there while these mammoth guys are encroaching, coming on. He has to throw this ball to that guy down the field, away from the other guy down the field. And put it in
and they don't, and
because
the thing is, what we see on TV is we see this view, right? We're able to see why didn't he hit that guy's open? It's a lot different when you're looking through trees, trying to filter it over to that TV, and like you said,
it's like when they're throwing to a space that the receiver is not. Like you're throwing to blank space,
right?
And hoping,
so he's gonna. That's why you work on your routes, right? And that's why he should have zigged when he zagged, right? Yeah.
You're anticipating things more than you are kind of seeing, because that is going so fast, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know.
Even you guys running a quick, like a 5-yard slant, all of a sudden you're 3 steps and that ball's coming, right? And you don't know where it's coming from. Imagine. I heard stories about when Brett Favre was in Green Bay throwing that ball from me to the wall. Can you imagine? You know how it hurts if you just catch it off your fingertips. Can you imagine? Broken fingers and everything else. But the gloves they have. I mean, those gloves really that sticky?
Gloves are great. Oh, they're great. They're great. They are that sticky. From the Newmans in high school to the tack is it's night and day.
So there's no reason, excuse somebody should drop a pass in the NFL.
There's a reason, because you can still bounce off of the glove, and if you don't if you don't get the ball clean, a lot of times you'll drop it. And then if it's sliding through, is because you really started catching the ball at the fat part. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rare that you're going to hit and just slide through if you get it clean. It's not with those gloves.
Yeah,
those gloves they're pretty damn good.
So was route running? Yeah, is that one of the main things that separates a really good receiver from
1,000% is it's
because
like
they can all run fast and
everybody can run fast.
Yeah.
But it's like, can you actually go slow? Like, are you patient enough to? It's like patience and quickness at the same time.
Right.
And so you're fast, but you're not.
Right.
You're fast enough to get this guy to do what you want him to do.
Right.
And then being patient, knowing that you're setting him up to get to where you want to go.
Right.
And then being fast again to separate.
Right.
And so it's really, it's art. It's a feel thing, and it takes time, and it takes repetition, and it takes going against really good DBs. But it's more, it's like fast patience. If I was to say, like it is,
because you're setting up the cornerback on some routes too, right?
Absolutely,
and how you approach the route and
everything,
and how fast you run it when you cut.
Absolutely, and you're a salesman. Like you're trying to tell lies on a regular basis to this guy and make him believe them to be true.
Right.
And you do that really good if you're patient and subtle and crafty, I say, is a good word for really good route runners. Like
so a lot goes into what you do. What people just, they see the stuff on TV, but as far as the educational process and purposes of it, playbooks, route running, and everything else, something that you have to study, develop over time. It's not something, they always talk about, that you're trying to build that chemistry, right? Yeah. It's not something you can go build in a week, right?
Hell
so
no.
it takes a while because you're learning like a whole system of quarterbacks and everything else, and doing that, and being, what's the word? You have to have an open mind, I guess, with it, right? Because you're trying to come, right? You have what you're learning, but also it's not as simple as on the paper. It's that chemistry that you build, and doing that with because you've got other guys running routes as well. So it's not just you and the quarterback. So there's a lot that goes into it. People only see the what's on the TV. You don't see the other the 6 days leading up to game day.
No doubt,
right?
But there's a reason why between a quarterback receiver relationship or tight end or pass catching, they tend to go to one guy more than the other guy because I trust him. I trust he's going to be open. And on paper, you may see that slant, that 3-step slant. On paper, it looks, the line goes straight and then it goes in and it says 5 to 7 yards. That's it. But in reality, that little slant can be ran 8-10 different ways, depending on the defense.
Yeah.
Paper doesn't necessarily take in consideration what you're up against. And so there's a lot of crafty, creative, ways to get open that has to be repped outside of just looking at the
instinct side of it.
Jim's brother, Dave Nickel, he played at Texas Tech and then kind of caught on with Leach as a wide receiver and wide receivers coach, quarterbacks coach, and followed Mike to
Mississippi State.
Washington State, and then Mississippi State, and then him and Lincoln were real close because they were there at the same time. I think David got Lincoln his first GA spot at Tech.
That's cool.
And then when Lincoln took the job at USC, he took David with him.
Oh, nice.
And then David got sick and unfortunately passed away before the season started. But he would always talk about those same things. Just the amount of work that goes into that position is it's remarkable.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand just the amount of effort that goes into that. And then I'm sure it plays a part into that work ethic that you instilled in yourself and instilled in others around you, right? I'm sure that plays a part into your professional life now, being an entrepreneur and starting to Livv headphones.
Right.
Do you take a lot from your time in sports into how you treat your business now?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like primarily just the work, like not giving up, continuing to hack at it. Like even like Livv was a pet project that became a business, and it it took, I mean, the first sketch that I did in the living room was in 2012, or I'm taking that back, 2011. I got injured in 2010, and on the backside of that injury was when I sketched the first headband concept that I thought would work. And so we're, 2011. I mean, we're talking about 15 years,
right?
Of kind of having a thing around that I've been tinkering with at times, but then now it's a full-blown business. And so getting in, becoming a business was, now I'm having to deal with more people. Now I'm having to deal with more structure. Now I'm having to deal with issues and, production line issues or whatever those issues are. And so having to see those as adversity or, facing a tough opponent or whatever that is, was pretty, seamless. And to get something to the finish line was similar to, finishing the game or finishing a summer workout or a drill. And, having to have the communications with the team or, our industrial designer or whatever it is to, get something accomplished was no different from sitting in the meeting and going back and forth with coach or the quarterback, and we're talking through a certain play or a certain route versus that guy specifically, and wanting that or to make that be successful. So yeah, it is so much crossover,
right? So many all of that experience,
right? Oh yeah, and the list goes on, and there's so much more
for sure
that's there.
And I think business ownership it's very much a roller coaster ride.
Yeah,
and I've had to learn the not to get too far up, not to let yourself get too far down.
Yeah,
we're going through a stretch right now where our revenue is literally doubling in a very, very short amount of time, and there's actually challenges that come with that. And Kevin and I have talked on the show before that I think my time. I played baseball, but I didn't play past high school. But I was fortunate enough to play in a really good program, and I think that being in sports and specifically team sports, I don't think I would be prepared for the roller coaster ride without it, because you learn. I think playing sports to kind of manage emotion, right, and being able to handle adversity.
Under pressure.
And baseball is a game of adversity.
Yeah.
If you can't deal with failing, 75% of the time, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I think that there's definitely a crossover when it comes to business.
That's cool. I'd say, I mean, that's the kind of problems I would like to have, revenue doubling over and over. But I would love to hear, from you. Like you said, you're facing the issues that come from doubling. As we're anticipating, more than doubling.
Sure.
What does that entail?
It's our business. It's several different things. We've been about a $45 million company for the last 4 years, and now our run rate is approaching 100 million here very, very soon. And you have you literally operate differently from a standpoint of a lot of things. Cash flow in our business is very, very important. So our cash flow it's like a turnstile. Money comes in and money goes out because we have vendors that expect to get paid in 30 days, but our customers aren't paying for an 8 to 10 day difference, right? And so you manage that at 45 million. That variance of 8 to 10 days is one thing at 45 million. It's totally different at 100.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, that's big.
But I think processes are different too. You're dealing with more vendors and for us, it's happening so fast. I was telling Kevin that it's been brewing for the last few months, and it's literally hitting overnight almost, really in a few weeks span.
Yeah.
And you know, we've been talking the last few days, and we're a totally different company today than what we were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, and just you know, identifying gaps in processes is really important, because they're magnetized when you at 100 million, your volume is totally different.
That can break. Yeah.
So it's something that I think we're learning on the fly. You know.
Yeah.
So
am I. That's cool.
But you're prepared because of the background in sports. I think you're much more prepared than folks that weren't fortunate enough to go through it.
Yeah.
Not just about, you said, you know, the adversity you deal with, but also the diversity, right? Because you're not just dealing with, you know, people local. You're dealing with people all over the world, right?
True.
So you've got that. You've got different personalities, and that's I think with being athletes we deal with the most is we just don't deal with, you know, American players. We deal with people from all over that have different philosophies, different ways that they were taught the game, trying to get to that ultimate goal, right?
Yeah,
man.
You know, which in the business side of it, you know, is success for everybody. You know, like you said, the sign over here, whatever it takes is what you're doing. But that's only created because your ability to work with everybody, right? You know, you don't see you're all on the same page. You're trying to get to the same goal.
Yep.
Right. And it's sometimes, you said, it starts in your house.
Right.
You're injured. You're like, you know, this is something that I could do and come up with, and you know, it comes to fruition. What you're talking. Remember, you're going to China to look at your, you know, all of your prototypes and everything else. So, I mean, it's a lot. Especially you got kids right now, they're doing stuff. So I mean, and talking about that, Mark, as far as, you know, did you see this becoming what it is, and the need that you saw to right? And I think that's how business is created, right? You see a need. All right, how do we fill it? I mean, people go back. It's as simple as the pet rock. Really, we needed a pet rock. But I mean, think about the concept, right? It took off, and that's what you did. So with your need, how did you see that need, or did you see that this whole thing was going to transform to where it is today?
Well, it started because the headphones that I was wearing at the time were sliding off my head, and I had already broke a couple headphones prior to that in pregame warmups. This is back when, you know, Beats were starting to hit the market. They were handing headphones to everybody, and the athletes were starting to wear headphones in pregame warmups. Before, it was just kind of the music that was playing, and I broke a couple pair, ran the curl route. They fall forward and snap, and I'm doing this rehab, and we're in the treadmill that's in the swimming pool, and so ran against the current. And the headphones are bouncing. I'm like, dang, if they fall, obviously
that's annoying at the time. Yeah,
at that time, yep. And so in that moment was like, dang, why isn't there an over ear? Because I really wasn't an in ear guy, but it's like, why isn't there just an over ear that is, you know, secure? And just thinking about the two headphones that I had broke, they flew forward, and so I thought, man, what if the headband, you know, set back a little bit more? And if it set back and we had, you know, enough clamp force, then, you know, those points of contact would allow me to wear this headphone and kind of move multi-directionally and be secure. And so that was just the original concept, and went and sketched the headband that just set back behind the parietal, or in the parietal region. And from there, began to start to pick up the phone and ask questions about headphones. Well, man, you know, anybody ever made a headphone or designed a headphone? And ended up making it to Dale Lott, who both of our names are on the patent for the headphone for the headband.
I was just going to ask you. You do have the patent for it, though.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we have an industrial and a design patent on it, and so, you know, we spent time basically in his basement, about 2 weeks, going, you know, back and forth. And he had a 3D printer at that time, and he owned a company called Sonics. They did in-ear monitors for, you know, stars. They had, you know, Rascal Flatts, Usher. Like, he's done them from some really cool bands and artists. And so we spent that time down there and took my concept, and he came up with the idea of just bringing it from the front. Thought that the ergonomics of coming out of the front and then hitting that spot in the back would really give it a kind of a larger surface area and counter the weight and work, and it did. And so we 3D printed, I want to say 6 or 7 units, and testing them, and it was cool. It was cool to experience. Like, dang, this was a sketch, and now I'm doing a backflip in this 3D printed headphone.
Yeah, I think that's another important part is having a passion for it too, right? Because I think when you've got a passion for something, you guys were fortunate enough that being a professional athlete probably didn't always feel like a job. It was it was never a passion,
a job. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that translates on the business side too. I've never, since I've owned American Diamond, it's never once felt like a job to me.
Yeah.
Because not that, I don't know that anybody grows up and is like, man, I got to get into logistics,
No doubt.
but for me, this is a competition every day here. It's literally like putting on your cleats and getting in the box every day. Yeah. And for me, I think that's where the passion comes in, because I love competing. I want to kick somebody's ass in whatever I'm doing. Yeah. I'll help them up. I want to do it the right way.
I'll do it again. Yeah,
but I love winning. I love kicking people's asses.
Yeah.
And
it's jiu-jitsu.
It is. But I think that's something that's important in ownership too, is just enjoying what you do.
Enjoying it, yeah. And it's cool because I actually went to school. The first offers that I had was because Coach OZ was such a champion for his guy. He knew I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be an architect. And so A&M sent the letter, but the next ones that followed were Purdue, Georgia Tech, Stanford, Vanderbilt, like really good schools with great engineering programs. And so it's been kind of cool to kind of be on this side of it, right, where it's a form of engineering, and go through, production, product development, and essentially be an engineer, and get this project off the ground.
When you first started, you came across some challenges that you had to overcome.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that, and how rewarding was it to get past it?
Man, so early when we had the first concept, I thought that was the go-to-market, concept. This was my first rodeo. I don't know anything about product development, manufacturing overseas or anything like that. And I thought, oh yeah, we'll be able to get it done, and people will love it. We'll just get it to all my friends and some athletes, and then everybody will love it. And so when we did the first prototypes in Dongguan, China, we brought a handful of those back, and we used those to run a Kickstarter. And Kickstarter was like, let's see what people say. Like, would somebody be willing to buy this headphone? Ran the Kickstarter. We did it was like 17,000 in that 30-day window, which was good. And from there it was like, okay, now we have to deliver these headphones to everybody who made a purchase. And so went over to China, got the line set up, went through production. We was fortunate because of the relationship that our minimums was like 1,000. So did the minimum and was able to get units back and start delivering them. It's probably, we were a few months into it after getting them delivered, and working on what continued marketing looked like. I got an email from a guy at Tinker Air Force Base, and he said, he was like, hey, my name is such and such. I have one of your headphones, and I was uploading songs to the MP4 player, and when I plugged it in, I saw that there was a virus. It's like a virus, like what? And I'm reading like a virus, and so his number was down there. Basically, I just called him, and we just started talking about it. And he was in the IT department at Tinker, and so, which was ironic and cool. But it was like, man, love the headphone, like fits great, whatever it said. But I, plugged it in and I saw this virus, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Don't worry about it. Send it. I'll get you squared away. But then we went back to look at the units that we had, and we just started opening boxes. and plugging them in, and it was probably every third headphone had it. And so I know, obviously, it came out of the factory, and whatever computer it was. And so I sent an email, fire him off, and set up a call. We get on the call, and we're talking about it, and they're like, "We'll do a factory audit." They do the factory audit. They come back, and they're like, "We found it. It was on this machine." So in my mind, okay, well, you guys, that clearly was a mistake on your part. You're gonna take care of it and reproduce the units for us, and ship them out, right? And they're like, no, we're not reproducing anything. If you want to do that, you have to place another order. And at that point was for me, I'm like, man, I'm stroking these checks, and I'm like, nah, I'm not buying more of these headphones. Like, no. And so, at that point, it was kind of like there was some units out, and I would just wait to hear anybody who had a product, and then I'll just take that, and then the ones that didn't, I'll just send you, the one that doesn't have it on that we checked. And it turned into, I'll just get the information and the data from everybody who's experiencing, and then from there, I was already having ideas of what a next model looked like. And so I would just take all that feedback and essentially use that for a future development, not knowing, I was going to raise money or how I was going to design or develop, and obviously not using that factory. But it was just, let me just use what's out there to kind of concept what I think the future would be. And so a lot of, that feedback was around, some of the fit. The sound was, at that time, was like muddier. We tried to make the headphone completely waterproof, which was cool, but in order to do that, you have to completely seal the channel, and no air would pass through, your sound is shit. And so I found that out, in doing that. And then, after that, it was, women would say, like, it doesn't look good on my head, really. Like, it's very industrial looking. It's functional. You could put it on and do whatever you wanted to do. I had free runner guys do all these tumbles and stuff with the headphone on. I had gymnasts, do little pass with the headphones on, which was really neat. But from a looks perspective, that was a thing. And so thinking through looks, thinking through fit, allowing the ear to be more comfortable in it, and then the sound set me on to sketching what I thought a newer, more comfortable design would be, and then sound, I knew how to handle that. But that happened in, 2018, 19. And 2020, I was like, I'm just going to coach. Like, I had this concept, but I was like, man, this has been for years of kind of getting to here, and I figured I'll just coach because I actually wanted to coach once I retired anyway, and just kind of be in high school coaching and enjoying life, connecting with kids and, just pouring into them. And as I was beginning to coach, I had, somebody basically they were like, hey, were you're doing the headphones, like you're still doing the headphones or whatnot? Like I'm interested in helping you with this project. And that just kind of sparked it. And it was like, okay, yeah, I actually have another concept that I've sketched up that I think would be really good based on all of the market research that I was able to get. And so that began the journey with kind of the new design that you see today. And so we started that. That was like 2021 where I started concepting again. And then the end of 23, I raised money, and we raised $1.3 million. And here we have our foundation that is very strong. Our distribution channel, our product is strong. Like we're in a great place, and just looking to grow off of this platform. But yeah, so having that virus come out of Dongguan, China was like devastating. And I thought that was it.
The concept just to come up with, people of chasing a dream of, people think about, we have different ideas. Would that be something? Yeah. How can I fill that void as opposed to, and then you're sitting there like, something bothers me about these headphones. Let me try this. But how it gives people that hope of, you said it was just something you were just drawing, and then you realize, wait, did you ever think drawing this was going to turn into what it did? When you were playing, because you're still playing football, right? And this is just you're trying to kill time,
right?
But to do that, so some people ask you those questions about. Like you said, was it even a dream, or was just something? It was just something messing around with.
It was in the moment. Yeah,
it was in the moment,
and then, literally a pet project that became a pet project because of that experience. And I didn't dream any of my life. Like I didn't see what would happen out of high school, and then everything beyond that. Shoot, this is awesome sitting here with you. I'm a Kevin Minch. It's like I get to be with you guys and hang out and talk.
Absolutely.
Ball and business.
I'm sure people ask you about that and come up to you and say, "Hey, Mark, what? I have an idea, right?" And they say, "Well, what? How do you handle it?" Do people come up to you and ask you about that concept about doing that?
I actually just had another alumni. He has an idea that he's got quite a bit of the way in terms of concepting, which is cool. So I'm connecting him with one of our engineers over in China to see his project through, which is cool.
So so as far as the concepts people come to you and have those questions. How do they take it to that next step, right? Do they leave it to you to ask that question, and then once they get to that step, do they actually take it and then use it?
Yeah, like you talked about it being a leap of faith in going out. It is 1,000% a leap of faith when you're doing something that you've never done before, and you're having to depend on people, their skill and their expertise to get something done. And as athletes, a lot of us have been burned by people who we've depended on to, handle finances or handle this business deal or handle whatever it is. Whereas my lack of knowledge, my ignorance about it, has cost me. And so, with somebody who is presenting something that they think they want to do or are considering doing, a lot of the conversation, anything that I'm saying, has to do with how dedicated are you? Like, how much do you really want to get this done? Because you got to determine that first before you determine any step that you're going to take, and then any money that's going to leave your pocket. But for the guys who really want to try to see something they're passionate about, something is something that they've experienced, that they feel like this is a value add to them and somebody else. That part is making sure that they connect with people that I've connected with that have been super helpful with me in producing what we've produced.
Just like
because it's a relationship, it's network.
It's opening a door for somebody.
It is.
It's all about relationships.
The difference between successful business people and people that have really good business concepts is just taking that step and really just that first step and going, I've got this good idea. I'm going to do something with it. Because how many times have we been told by somebody, man, one of these days I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that because I got this really good idea, but they don't ever take that first step.
Yep.
And that's literally the catalyst to building something that they could probably be successful at. Right?
Absolutely.
And they just don't take that first step.
And I'm sure, playing devil's advocate, the first thing they would say, okay, but you've got the money to start this idea. And you hear stories of people saying, I had $900 in my pocket, and I've created this multi-million-dollar thing. And people don't want to believe it.
Which is small.
Right? Yeah.
But it happens.
It does because there's power in what's called OTM, other people's money, or OPM,
and OPB,
exactly.
OPM, right?
Exactly. And it's beneficial. That's not
absolutely.
People, some people look at that in a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Where I look at it, and that's a smart way to do things, right? And it's good. It's good for the people that are contributing too.
God, And then greed is in there,
Absolutely.
It's mine, I don't want to.
Right.
I mean, if they come in, then they're going to get some. Yes,
right.
They are.
Yeah.
And guess what? Now you're going to have a piece of something worth something.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Not a piece of paper worth nothing.
A smaller percentage of a bigger number is still a bigger number.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's what it's. Most of business comes down to a math equation, and most math equations that are really pretty elementary in nature, and it's just being able to solve that elementary math problem over and over again, right? And it does get more complicated the bigger you get.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all of this is a math equation where, you're looking at a problem and you're solving it.
Yeah.
It comes down to trusting your team
It
that's
does.
around you, right? Because when you started, your team was you. Were you married at the time? Was Liz? Were you married at the time?
No,
or no?
I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
so it was
was
just
me.
you. That's
Yeah.
your team.
Me
now
and
all of a
Dale.
sudden- yeah.
Yeah.
And now your team's starting to grow, just
Yeah.
like here at ADL.
Yeah.
It's starting to grow, but
Yeah.
it's you're only as good though as the people that are around you that you trust.
Absolutely.
I always felt, I always felt it was important for me to surround myself with people that were smarter and better than I was at certain things, right? And I think it's important in business to really look in the mirror and go, what am I good at, and where can I get better, and who can help me in these areas, right?
Dude, there's no better place to learn than in a team setting.
Exactly.
Because you know what you ain't good at. And
Exactly.
Not only, but coach is going to let you know as well. And it's like the understanding of I'm not a left tackle is so elementary.
Right.
And it makes so much sense in business and going into something, because you need a left tackle and you need a quarterback.
Right.
And you're not great at those. So you need to find the best available, I guess, within whatever your range is. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it is. I mean, that makes all the sense in the
It's
world.
like a golf. We talk about golf all the time. It's like a
Yeah.
golf scramble, right? Everybody's
when
everybody in your golf
Exactly. You
team
find
on
out.
that scramble can
Yeah.
bring different spots. You have
Yeah.
the greatest chance for success.
And I don't
it's like
take
a
it personal
business.
when Kevin goes, "Hey, you're fourth."
See, in track on a 4x1, that's a good thing. right?
Exactly. Exactly.
No, no.
That's
Exactly.
what I mean. So it's amazing how you can take your athletics and whatever you've learned and translate it to the business side of what you're doing, because ultimately it's the ultimate goal of winning for everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
And you see that look at how big it can become.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, it can be
Yeah.
scary though
We-
too, right?
we-
I mean, if a business
Absolutely.
all of a sudden, if you
really
go
It
from,
is.
starts going.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't given me crap about going on vacation.
Oh, that was
this
coming
weekend,
because
so I figured
he's gone. He'll be. He's gonna. I think he's touring the world here in the next few weeks. So usually,
Oh,
it's,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. So when Steve's gone, you'll know where he is, guys. So it's just a matter of. But yeah, he
Yeah,
takes more vacation. than I
Did
think.
Elise
Yeah.
make the cardboard cutout?
23
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, they're gonna.
With
they're gonna
the
put him.
dinner
Yeah,
face, by the way.
He's he's gone somewhere. It's Atlantis, Alaska.
Hey.
Are you hitting all the A countries now too? Are you
A
gonna be all
countries?
over the
Oh,
place?
you're going
Algeria,
to-
you're gonna be all-
Country
I don't know about
alphabetics.
that. I don't know.
Country alphabet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But going on this trip,
Yeah.
my wife asked me the other day. She's like, how's your mindset going to be? Because on every trip, she's like, how present are you going to be on this trip?
Gotcha.
Because the
Yes.
first thing I do is set up the laptop,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
just
have a
is what
drink,
it is.
a laptop.
Exactly.
I get it.
In that order, by the
Yeah.
way.
This is justifying.
Exactly.
Your
Exactly.
trips are justified. So, fuck off, Kevin.
She said, how present are you going to be? And the last few years, we've been, you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 4 steps back.
Right.
It's been this pendulum swing,
Yeah.
and that creates a level of
Yeah.
of stress that's a little bit different, because you're just constantly scratching and clawing, and now it's different. Now I'm like, oh, mentally I'm in a great spot, but
Gotcha.
it's how the heck are we gonna really perfect being a 9-figure organization,
Yeah.
and being the best 9-figure organization that we can possibly be.
Absolutely.
And so maybe it's a little bit funner of a problem, but you still. That's what
it's
people
gonna hold
don't realize.
space. Yeah, it holds a lot of space.
It does.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of bandwidth that
sure.
gets taken up, and I think that's one thing that I think people see the freedom and at times the financial reward that comes with doing your own thing. But there's a lot that gets lost in the shuffle, and that is, I am never fully away from this
where
place.
you at. Yeah,
ever.
You can't.
I can't. And it's
you can't.
But for me, I enjoy it.
Exit.
Yeah. Until exit.
Yes. We exit.
Yeah.
You can exit.
And that's the thing is I didn't know going into this to have a long-term exit strategy. I didn't really have a why. My why was I needed to do something on my own, and it was either going to be coach baseball or just create a job for myself. I had been in this space for 10 years, so I didn't really know anything different.
Yeah.
So my why at the time was just, create something to do.
Yeah.
And I was pretty good at it. So that's what I
Go with
chose.
what you know, huh?
But now the why is different. And I think I think it kind of evolves over time.
Yeah.
But for me, I get asked a question about an exit all the time, and I'm 49 years old. I'm still young, and I love this. I miss it. I'll miss it in Alaska. I'll miss hanging with this guy on this couch in Alaska. So for me, it's that competitive drive, that just burns inside of you, and you miss it.
See, that, even in an exit situation, there got to be something. It's still gonna have to be. Because I think about it, and as we're entering into this and then growing, and it's there's gonna come a day where I'm going to want to exit, but I know there will always have to be something.
Sure.
Like
there's got to be.
It can't not.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the kids are younger, they're still, so you want to watch them grow up, but at the same time, your business is more getting product in people's hands just to see, right? The logistics side of it's not, it's more of a communication thing. Yours is more of an outgoing, so you can, being out there, being around people, and hey, this, and but like you said, visualize seeing what different things, because everybody's always come up with the next great thing is whatever, whether it's headphones or shoe, whatever it is. Right. There's always something great. But so you're watching that and seeing it and how it evolves. How it grows, but like you said, you're able to do that, to be out, but at the same time, I guess you could tie it into, because the girls are going to do stuff, they're going to do athletics,
cool. Absolutely,
right? So that's going to help you.
I would say that's been cool,
yeah,
because they come to stuff too, and they'll come to a shoot here and there, or meet an athlete or whatnot, which has been cool, and I plan on always having the family kind of in the mix in some capacity, and somebody doing something.
Absolutely.
So that's part. It's been really cool.
What's the future of Livv headphones? What does it look like?
So the future is it's a $100 million company with a product portfolio that's badass, and
love it.
I want to get into the software space with Livv and build out one of the competing, or I say one of the major 4 audio operating systems that will exist at that time. Everything that AI is introducing, like I even started building our customer service person, an AI agent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so integrating that into what life will look like with audio for all people in the future will be different. It'll be cool. There'll be siloed kind of experiences, and then integrated experiences. Individually and in their own world, and then with other people. And so I'm just looking forward to getting this first phase up, and I can see Livv in.
So your headphones aren't just geared towards athletes, right? Your wife being former military.
Correct.
I mean, is that something that's, military uses headphones a lot with what they do? Is that means is Liz helping out as far as on that side of it? Is she in this with you, or is this a venture you do and then type of thing?
It's an adventure that I'm doing that Liz supports in whichever way she can. But you're absolutely right. Like the military application is as good. She talks about the type of training and what they did on a daily basis, and how headphones are about through AFEs, and what that looks like on the base is substantial.
That's
like,
amazing.
It has a
What
place.
You think of headphones, you see the ones you think of just athletes, but people doing stuff that are out doing. You're out in the yard doing stuff. You're out doing whatever. I mean,
it's perform. It's like this movement.
Yes,
exactly. That's our deal.
And I think it's important for the spouse to be really supportive.
Yeah.
Because they have to be for it to really be successful, because you're spending a lot of time, at out and it weighs on you, and it's good to be, when you do get home, that it's not held against you, and that it's a support system. And my wife she's done a fantastic job. With that, supporting my love of this, and the amount of time. We've just been introducing AI into our entire model.
Nice.
And for the last 6 months, I have been spending an exorbitant amount of time on different integrations into our model across the board.
Yep.
And that takes a lot of time.
A lot of time.
It does. Yeah. And but it's got a huge reward.
Certainly. Those automations are going to pay off.
Absolutely.
In the end, at the end of the day.
I'm glad to hear you've got
time
that.
for the company. Time for absolutely.
You know what's good though too? Like you said, you've got the younger kids, the girls especially. They like seeing all this stuff, the automation of how take social media, how things are designed and everything else. Are they into it? Watching, wanting to, right? Because girls like to help out with, Dad, let's make it this way, let's make it.
Yeah.
But them seeing it and being, do they like to kind of help with it?
I had them come push enter on some code.
Okay, oh, really?
That's good. Everything helps.
They were like, yeah, what's it doing? In 10 years that they're not in engineering, or they're in some sort of computer science that's helping. That's now you've created this other business for them to kind of. Is that your ultimate goal? Is for the kids to take over when you're done, or is this something that's
not at all? My goal is to build it, to sell. I'll say a majority of it. I want to stay involved in the company on the product side. I'm a product guy. I already have years of products put together, ready to roll out. But it's to sell most of it, and then kind of go.
You never know.
Girls
direction. Could do that. Your boys could as well, just to see it. They get a hold of something. Hey, this is something, a concept, because you never know what you're going to see now. The way social media,
is true.
The way that everything is.
This is true.
Stuff pops up, and you're going, oh wait. How can I implement that to what I'm doing? Hey, Dad, now I've got, what do you think of this? Now all of a sudden you've got your creativity team now becomes people that are in, because we're not good with social media. It wasn't, when we were playing, there was no social
I'm horrible.
I don't know how, can you post this? I don't know how to do any of this stuff. But I think it helps, though, with them to understand it, to be able to build, because, we talked about this, before we jumped on, as far as the things that we see and watch. You talk about your son going to culinary school.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. It's like you said, something. Now that they have their own spin on things and how to do it.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? I mean, did you ever think your son would get into culinary, want to be a chef or something?
Not at all. That's why. And so when I answer with the plan, that is not in the plan, but it is absolutely on the table. And that's, when our team and anybody that's involved, the door is open for ideas, concepts. Right. It is wide open. Like, send it. Family, kids as well. Kevin, you got an idea? Let me know. Like, I don't turn down no ideas and or thoughts about a thing, or maybe we can do something this way at all. And then with that, I could see, because they're around it, maybe something piquing their interest at some point, or not. I don't know.
It takes time too.
Yeah.
It takes time. My son is he's got the entrepreneurial bug. There's no doubt about it. I think my daughter is she's her concern is just where's the next event with my friends.
Right. Exactly.
Now.
You never know what that event. We never know what that event's going to lead to, because you're out and you see something. How many times have we been playing or doing something? You go, what is that? That seems like a cool idea. And then it circles back maybe 5 years later. You go, I remember seeing something like that. How can I? But that's what I mean.
Well,
especially the way everything moves these days.
I tried to force it too. I got into the indoor trampoline park business, and at one point had 4 altitude trampoline parks across the country, and the first one, actually, I still have it, is south of Chicago, and one of the main things for me was showing the kids a business concept that resonated with them, and but they were still too young at the time, and they were just worried about going and being able to go to the concession stand and get whatever they wanted and turn up the music when nobody else was there. But it was like, oh wow, Dad owns this place, But it does take time for them, to resonate with them. But Colton, he's absolutely he'll be so much better than I am, And he came in the other day and he said, Dad, I just want you to know I'm going to make you real proud when I get older. I'm going to make a ton of money and blah blah blah. And I go, hang on. I go, success is not defined by your bank account or the house you live in or the cars you drive. I said, if you understand that success is defined by the impact that you have on others around you, that's what I'm looking for from you. And if you achieve that, then you'll be just fine financially.
You don't have to worry about it.
And so like a week or two later, my wife was driving with him and my daughter in the car. My daughter said, I don't know what exactly she said, but my son chimed in. He goes, Madeline, you just need to be concerned about making others around you better, And she tells me that she had I know. Yeah. She my wife had no idea that I had told him that like a week or two before. And she told me, and I was like, oh, thank God! Like he had his listening ears on that day,
Dang.
And so he's got the bug big time. He's
how old is he?
He's 17. So
our kids all going to graduate. They're all going to be seniors.
Oh, together. Yeah.
So his son just graduated from South. He's at South
Trinity.
Lake. Trinity.
Yes,
Trinity.
Okay. Yep.
So it's that's the thing.
We're there.
And you can tell them when people have the bug, or and they really mean it when they really come to you with an idea, or the fact that it's just, let me just throw it out and chum the water. Pat, you can tell. It's like a kid, especially if you've been in it. You can see the forest through the trees.
Oh,
what kids and what people actually really. When they come to you, hey, I have an idea. What do you can tell right away. They really have an idea. Or is it just something they're just trying to chum up with you, and then which is interesting.
And then it's just about supporting them.
Exactly.
Because they like Dad's attention.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's valuable. It's very valuable.
So Mark, you've been an athlete at the highest level. You were the best at what you were doing, and now you're an entrepreneur. How do you take those experiences and turn that into the leadership style that you've got now?
So leadership to me, in either lane, athletic or business, I think at the core of it is putting people above you. Considering them first, and I think I was able to do that because I did the work as an athlete. I put the work in, and I saw the results of that, and then I could, share this work ethic or share or encourage guys to be or go and do this or do that, because I knew, like, if you did that, it's going to be good for you. And now it's not only going to be good for you, it's going to be good for the team. It's going to be good for us. We're all going to, benefit from that. Same thing in business is, the people that I've come across, and dealing with engineers is different. Their personalities at times are quirky and kind of, which I'm like that anyway. But it's been cool to kind of just learn more about their interests than anything, and, talk Star Wars with people, or, talk frisbee ball, or what is it called? Frisbee golf. Yeah. All that, like, and these things I wasn't into or whatnot, but it's kind of like, I've personally tried to, code. I've personally tried to do some industrial designing, and I see how difficult that is. And so it also helped me connect and learn some of the language in that space, which makes us trying to accomplish what we're accomplishing good, because I'm having to cast a vision as, you know, a leader or the beginner or founder of this idea. And it helped to have some background and have done some work in it to allow me to communicate with them. But I feel like a leader is somebody who's done the work, or, you know, have been in the space and kind of knows the lay of the land enough to know that it is hard or that it is difficult, and then valuing the people that are around you that are smarter or faster or, you know, whatever that is, and so where you're able to encourage them and, you know, direct them. Like, no, that's not what I was talking about. You know, it was like this, without really, you know, being an asshole about it. Mm-hmm. And so it's caring, I think, at the core first. And you care for yourself and take care of yourself, and that allows you to then, you know, give that out or pour that into others.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think it's important. I think you know, being a leader in business, it looks it looks different sometimes. I think you got to meet people with where they're at, you know, and really help them. I take it personal here, you know, developing the staff to where, you know, I don't look at it in a negative light when somebody takes an opportunity that you know, elevates their career, and you know, I take a lot of pride in it, you know, because my responsibility is, you know, to make everybody better here.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yep.
So thanks for wrapping all this thing up today, just being here with us today, Mark. But how can people find out more about Livv Audio?
So our website is Livv Audio, Livv audio.com, and our socials, or follow me. I'm at, you know, Instagram or whatever. And I guess Mark, what's my Instagram? It's Clayton, MC Clayton.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm barely on.
Yeah, no, I see it on there all the time. So, but no, we appreciate you coming out today, Mark, and telling your story, and you know, hopefully inspiring other people to, like you said, to put in the work that, you know, for an idea that they just start just drawing little stencils and everything else. And here you are,
Absolutely.
You know, 15 years later and everything. Wish you luck and success with everything. And
thanks, brother.
I know we'll see you on the softball field. We definitely got to get out and golf for sure.
Yes, we do. We need to hit
really appreciate it, Mark. I loved
Steve.
hearing your story.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
That was very,
man.
very impressive, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Likewise. Yeah, excited for you guys.
Yeah. So appreciate it. So from American Diamond Logistics here in North Fort Worth, and for my co-host Steve Weinreiter, I'm Kevin Mensch, and we look forward to seeing you guys again.